Okay? And then, except I need to be over, you need to see me over here at this desk. Okay. I'm now down at this desk right here, yeah. Okay, so that, okay, we'll fine-tune that as we go. All right, accounting, folks, is a language. Oh, you mean you had to take math? Right? Know a little bit about math to come in here? Yeah, you need to know a little bit of math. But by and far, it is a language class. We are going to learn a language in here. Just like you. Does anybody speak something in here besides English? What? You speak Spanish, right? Okay. You speak Spanish. That's great because I need to know a couple Spanish words tonight when we talk about it. But it is absolutely a language when we come in this room. We speak only accounting. When you learned Spanish, was there a time when you only could speak Spanish? I mean, it was the rules of whoever was teaching you. You speak Spanish only. Okay, I also speak German. Well, 40 years ago I spoke German, all right? Okay, I can still understand a little bit, but anybody know anything else? So we know we got German in here and we got Spanish in here. Anything else? Anybody have another language they speak? Okay, Kevin, what do you speak? Computer language. Okay, Kevin.
I speak
what do you speak?
Navajo.
Navajo. Yes. Okay, we got 4 languages in here. All right, and now you're going to learn a 4th language. Literally, it's called accounting. The language is called accounting. So I have 2 basic problems in here that we are going to overcome. Number 1, can you learn a new language? All right, and then number 2, there is some math stuff that we have to do with that new language. But the math is like adding and subtracting, doing fractions, and there is an algebraic expression you got to learn, A equals L plus C. All right, and there's a few other math stuff we got to do. I equals PRT, principal times rate times time. There's some math formulas to do, declining balance, and some of the year's digits. And so there is a little bit of math in here we got to learn. But if I can just teach you the language of accounting, all right, some of you come in here with different various backgrounds in math. Okay, math. Hopefully you've had math in high school and you know a little bit about fractions and stuff like that. All right, and hopefully, and I know you can all speak English. You can all speak English. All right, you know. And if you can speak English, I know you can learn how to speak accounting. How do I know that? Okay, because all I got to do is expose you to it, and you'll learn it. There are 2 million people right now in China. 2 million kids in China right now that can do something that you can't do. And they're only about 4 years old. What do you think that is? Speak Chinese. Why? Why do you think there are that many millions of kids in China that can speak Chinese and you can't even speak it? Because they've been what? Exposed to it. Now you're looking at a guy right here who had a hard time learning that language. I had my own personal tutor. Her name was Wendy. That was a cute thing, all right? All right, Wendy, and when we graduated from Utah State, I came down here, went to work, my first and last job at the College of Eastern Utah, went to work down here as an accountant for the college. And Wendy saw me at the next class reunion and says, Henning, what are you doing? I says, I'm teaching accounting. And she just about fainted. She just couldn't believe it, all right? Because it was difficult for me to learn. And it was a weakness that I had. Really, it was a weakness. I had a hard time learning it. My mother was really good at it. She worked for Utah Power and Light, and she could speak the language, but I had a hard time learning the language. Okay? But now it's a strength. It's become a strength to me. So I know that if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm gonna make sure you do that. All right? If you'll meet me halfway, if you'll come. And once you got it, it is fun to know because knowledge is power. Seriously, knowledge is power to know the language. It is the language of business. That's it. It's the language. It tells you about all the stuff you do in business. It teaches you about transactions, money in, money out, credit memos, debit memos, sales returns, purchases returns, talks about sales, markups. You learn the whole language of it, and it's fun to know, and it's power. And you want to get out, you want to know something that nobody else knows, because if you do that, you can write your own ticket and get yourself a good job. It's just it's the language of business. Okay, so tonight we're going to speak the language of business, and there is a cycle, the upper left-hand corner. Remember that little mind thing I gave to you? The upper left-hand corner of your mind. Are you there? The little sheet right here. The upper left-hand corner, there's a box, right? There is a box, and in that box explains the cycle of accounting, the language of accounting. Okay, now I'm going to start with that. So if you'll just excuse me for 1 minute, I'm going to get my language outfit on, all right? I'm going to put my language outfit on, and okay, I better not lock that door. Okay, Megan, I step into the door. Now we're in the realm of accounting, and only accounting is spoken here. We only speak accounting tonight, right? Because I'm going to take you on a journey around this table and explain to you the whole cycle of accounting that you have to learn this semester, the mind map. Where I am standing right now is known as a transaction box, all right? In other words, when you're in business, everything must be written down on a source document before it is entered into the computer. It must be written on a source document. And you write it on a source document in that old language that's outside called English. Somehow in English, you write a source document. Now, do you know what the source documents are in business? You ever written a check? Yeah. You know what a deposit slip is? Yeah. Do you know what a memo is? Right. Okay, so those are called source documents. And as you write the source document, as you write the check in English language. When you make the deposit at the bank, you make the deposit in English, but now you have to translate from the English language into the language of accounting, just like you do in other languages. And I'm standing in that spot right here, so every time now I pass this spot, your brain is going to think transaction. Let's see if I've done a very good job, okay? I'm now going back out into the English world. I step in here, and can you hear the word transaction? Did you hear it? You heard the transaction. Okay, what's the first step in the accounting cycle, guys? Transaction. All right. Now, that's what we do all semester in here. I play with your mind, all right? It's not the normal linear, write it on the board and have you regurgitate it. Okay, now we'll go to transactions. Now, in a transaction, I'm now at this position right here. Tell me your name again. Matt. I'm at Matt's table. I am now at Matt's table, all right? Matt has the honor of being at the table where the journal is. That's Matt. This is the table right here, okay? So now I'm going to go down on the board, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to put on Matt's table. Because I have to put a piece of paper down there, because we have to go through a accounting cycle. As we learn this language, we have to go through this and prepare documents for the boss, summarizing all the transactions that have occurred. And I have to go through every step in order to make it come out, in order to get this language right. So I am now at Matt's table back there. And on Matt's table, I am now going to, if you could give me the Elmo, please, Megan. I am now going to put down here, it is the journal. That is the journal. Now, look on your mind map. Look at your mind map. You're doing notes now, right? Look at your mind map, the upper left-hand corner of your brain, and you see the word journal there. I'm sorry, I'll send it down to you guys, okay? And then I'll give this lecture again, okay? I keep repeating it, and you're going to say, Olsen just repeats himself all semester long, okay? I know I do. And I do it for a reason, okay? Because it's just called repetition. Because you Chinese 2-year-olds, you can learn how to speak Chinese, all right? And that's the way they do. They just keep going over and over. But in the upper left-hand part of your